Hey my you gals and my you dudes, it is StevenTocher and I'm going to be talking about resistance today. I read a book by Steven Pressfield called The War of Art, and in the War of Art it talked about resistance and the kinds of resistance around you. Now resistance can come in many different forms, whether it's your girlfriend or a family member who tells you you can't do something, complacency, not getting up in the morning to go for a run, maybe a hard test or something that's bothering you at school, maybe something in your job. For me though, the resistance that I was facing this week actually was all strictly external, though most of the time it actually comes from the internal side of things that you put upon yourself that you should not be allowing to get in. That is usually what resistance that I think Steven Pressfield was trying to say, is most of it comes from us. Fantastic book. If you are probably under the age of 15 or 16, you may not want to read it. There's some swearing, a little bit of adult content. But if you're older and you're okay with that, it is a pretty darn good read, especially if you want to become an artist or basically any business type person out there. So the resistance I actually faced came in three different things this week. The first thing was I actually had the blue screen of death. Now if you're a Mac owner, it's probably the spiral umbrella, or if you go way back, it's the sand hourglass of the spinning death. For us PC users, it is the blue screen of death. Now I had that happen twice to me in under 3 days, and I backed up everything, double backed up everything, because once I had lost most of my film work about 10 years ago, and it was so depressing. I try to back up stuff once every couple weeks, if not once a month, for sure. I've had a few friends in art school who've lost their entire projects, their entire thesis, and it is just not cool. So before I continue, please back up your work, whether it's written, a hard copy, go make some photocopies, do whatever you have to do to make sure you have multiple copies of your creative work. Second piece of resistance that happened, again, all external this time. A lot of times it does happen from the internal with myself, but this is all external, is the fact that my car kept slipping out of gears. Now, Amargita, my baby girl, which you'll see a picture of, she's been with me for about 7 years. She's turning 19 in 2014 on March 31st. Yeah, I know a little bit about my car. Leave me be. I'm not that smart when it comes down to it, but I read the label on the side of the panel door. Boom! Anyway, she kept slipping out of gears. I was scared because I've poured a lot of time and my effort. I quit my job into doing this, and the last thing I need to do is for Amargita to go down on me. So that would have killed me. But as God always has, He provided. The gears slipped back in. Second time in a couple months, I definitely have to get that checked out. And my horn died. Whose horn dies 3 times in 2 years? The last piece of resistance I had was actually in a life and death type scenario. Now let me set this up a little bit. I've had a lot of situations happen, which hopefully I can continue these video series and I'll be able to explain and tell some of the stories that have happened on in my life. But this is kind of the norm. It happens to me at least once every year or a couple of years, where I have at least a very hair-raising experience, maybe not a death, a moment, brush with death, but I'm driving along, I'm so happy, I'm getting my studio together, everything's going really well, and I'm practicing the things I'm actually going to be talking about, and then all of a sudden, we're in this like maybe 40 zone, and this guy comes barreling around the corner. Now he's going probably like 70, 80 kilometers an hour. And I'm like, what are you doing? Even worse is the fact that he has none of his lights on. He's driving a he or she was driving a black car with no lights on. And the fact of the matter is, they were coming not over to the side and they kind of made a wide turn. They turned and they were coming at me. Now, whether they were a drunk driver, whether you believe in the universe and everything having to level itself out, or whether you believe in God and there's a war going on, and things like Satan and demons, they're trying to get up in your face and in your grill. Whatever it was, they were coming at me, and they were coming and speeding up at me. So thankfully, like Carrie Underwood said, Jesus took the wheel. I was able to turn it by some miraculous power, and I nearly drove up onto the person's lawn in the side street and went right through the fence, and this car kept going, ran a couple stop signs. I couldn't even turn around because my heart was going 200 beats per second, and I'm telling you, I could feel their mirror touch mine. That's how fast and how much chicken I had played with this person. I did not want this. But I guess it kind of goes to show you, as I was watching a documentary 4 or 5 years ago about the energy you emit, if you're setting off positive energy, chances are, again, whether you believe in God or the universe or you believe in energy or whatever it might be, you're going to have resistance. And in these 3 situations, they were external resistance. So, even though most of the resistance comes from you, There's going to be things and problems and situations that are going to attack you. But what you need to do is you need to pick up your shield, put on your helmet, get your rope, and climb over that wall, crush that wall down, or run through it if you have to. I'm StevenTocher. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless. Oh yeah, and if you like what I'm doing, please tweet, tumble, like, share, thumbs up, plus, pin, or do whatever you do, and please subscribe.